Hello, how are you? It's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm making you a video. And I just got home. I had Taco Bell on the way home. It was kind of tasty. It's like 2 degrees outside. Like, it's freezing. I don't see how it can go from being so hot one day to being like freezing. Like, I had to put my seat warmer on in the car because my butt was cold. A few weeks ago when I was at your house, we were in the basement and you were like, oh, I can't remember what brought up the story, but I said something about the purple milkshake story, and you said you wanted me to tell you it, and it was too long and my mom was going to come pick me up, and so I didn't tell it to you, but I will now, because I am just that good of a person. But, so, once upon a time, there was a boy. His name was Todd. And, Todd was very smart. He was in 3rd grade. And, he took accelerated programs and was super duper smart and had everything in his life going for him. And one day he was at recess and he heard a bunch of older kids talking about purple milkshakes, and he was like, purple milkshake? What's that? And so he spent the rest of the day trying to figure out what a purple milkshake was, and his teacher noticed that he didn't seem very focused in class, and so she was like, hey Todd, I named him Todd, right? Oh, well, she was like, hey Todd, you don't seem very focused right now. What's going through your mind? And he was like, well, I don't really want to talk about it because I don't know what it means, but there was these kids at recess and they were talking about something and I don't know what it is, and I don't know, I was just trying to figure out what it is. And the teacher was like, well, you can ask me anything. I'm your teacher. I am here to help you learn what things are and what they mean. And so he was like, well, teacher, I don't know what a purple milkshake is. And she was like, you need to go to the principal's office right now. You will not say words like that in my class. And so Todd was like, okay. And so he went to the principal's office. And the secretaries were like, oh my goodness, Todd, what are you doing in here? You're a good kid. There's no reason for you to be in the principal's office waiting to see the principal unless you're getting an award. And he's like, no, I'm in trouble. And they were like, why are you in trouble? And he was like, I asked my teacher what something meant, and she got sassy with me. And so they were like, what did you ask her? And you just texted me, you're interrupting my story. Why would you do that? You're silly. But, so I'll reply later, don't worry. You're one of the few people I reply to, actually. Like, I don't know, in the morning, people text me, and they're like, good morning. And I'm like, I really don't want to talk to you right now. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm grumpy. And I don't know, you're just one of the few people that I like, or the only person, actually, that I don't get sassy with when they text me in the morning. So the only time I ever check my phone in the morning is whenever I see that you texted me, because I actually care about what you have to say as compared to, like, other people. Either way. So where was I in the story? Oh, they were like, you normally don't get in trouble. And he's like, I know, but my teacher got all sassy with me whenever I asked her what something meant. And they were like, oh, well, what was it? Maybe we could help you. And they were like, he was like, I don't want you guys to get mad at me too, because you'll probably just do the same thing she did. And I'm cold. And, so they were like, no, we won't get mad at you. And so he was like, well, I don't know what a purple milkshake is. And then they were like, "Oh my goodness, why are you saying that? Why are you saying such dumb things in here?" And so, they called the principal out immediately. I don't know why. I don't. And the principal was like, "What's going on?" And Todd was like, "I don't know. I keep getting in trouble for dumb things." And the secretaries were like, "He's being naughty." And so the principal took Todd into his office and was like, "Hey Todd, what's happening? Why are you getting in trouble?" And he's just like, "Oh no, principal, I didn't know what something meant, and so I asked my teacher because she told me to ask her. And she got all mad at me, and then I asked them what it meant because they told me to ask, and I just don't want to know anymore. I just want to go home and forget about this." And then the principal was like, "Well, what is it? Maybe I could help you." And Todd was like, "I'm not even going to fall for this anymore. There's no way I'm going to say it again because I don't want you getting sassy with me." And so the principal was like, "Well, you need to tell me anyway." And so Todd was like, "I don't know what a purple milkshake is." And the principal was like, "Why are you saying that in my school? You are just expelled." And so Todd was expelled from his accelerated learning school, and he was no longer able to excel in academics because of it. And it was sad. And so he walked home because he got expelled, and well, he can't go to school there anymore because he got expelled. And so he goes into his house, and his mom's like, "Why are you home so early?" And he's like, "I just got expelled." And his mom is like, "Why'd that happen?" And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna say it." And she's like, "Well, you need to tell me because it's not right for you to keep things from your mother." And so he's like, "I didn't know what a word meant, and so I asked my teacher and she got mad. I asked the secretaries and they got mad. And I asked the principal. Like, they all told me to ask them, and so I don't know why they got so mad at me. But, I'm going to start adding special effects into this story because I think it'll just make it more fun." So his mom's like, "Why are you getting in trouble?" And she gets all sassy and she uses that finger. And he's like, "Well, I didn't know what a purple milkshake was." And she was like, and she totally just disowned him as a child. And she's just like, I don't want to be your mother anymore. I can't do this." And he's just like, "What's going on?" And so yeah, after his mom got mad at him, he went outside and started talking to his dog. And his dog is like his dog. And he's like, "Dog, I've just been disowned by my mother, and I have nothing to do with my life anymore because I've been kicked out of school, and my mom doesn't want to raise me, and all these other things." And the dog's like, because that's totally the noises dogs make. And Todd's just like, "Well, you see, I asked them what a purple milkshake was," and the dog's like, and the dog just runs away. And so yeah. Many years down the road, after Todd has grown up, he's a homeless man now. He's a hobo. And I don't know how in the story he like has money to go into a bar, but he's chilling at a bar. And because that's the way the story goes. That's how my cousin told me, and that's how I'm going to tell you. So Todd's just sitting at the bar, and he's talking to the bartender. The bartender's like, "Todd, why do you always look so sad when you come in here? I know I've known you for a long time, and you've always been this way, but I was just wondering. And Todd's like, "Well, whenever I was a young child, I said something wrong, and people got mad at me, and I didn't know what it meant or what I did wrong. And so The bartender's like, well, what'd you say? And Todd's like, I don't even want to talk about it. It's just not even fun to think about or bring up, like, seriously. And the bartender's like, well, I don't care. You're going to tell me. And so Todd was like, and he's like, well, I asked what a purple milkshake was. And the bartender's just like, why you saying that in my bar? Just get out. Just get out. And so he kicked Todd out. And Todd's chilling in his box, his nice box house that he has. And he's like, wow, my life is really wonderful right now. And this guy from the bar comes up to Todd, and he's just like, hey, Todd, heard you were wondering what a purple milkshake was. And Todd's like, yes. And then the guy's like, I'll totally tell you. And Todd's just like, oh my goodness, this is just answer all the questions to my life. And so the guy's like, I can't tell you here because I just can't. And so Todd's like, okay, when can you tell me and where? It's 11:11. You should make a wish because it's 11:11. And so Todd's like, okay, tell me. And so the guy's like, meet me on that bench across the street from your box at 4 in the morning. And so Todd's like, okay. And so the guy walks away. And then at 3 in the morning, Todd gets all excited. He's like, oh my god, in an hour I'm going to find out. And so he goes across and sits on the bench anyway, just to wait for the guy there in case he gets there early or something, because he's just super excited about it. And, like, you would be too. I mean, it ruined his life, and he's about to find out, like, why his life is the way it is. I look really fat. Oh. But, he's about to find out why his life is the way it is. And so he gets really excited, and he's waiting on the bench, and he's like, oh, and he's making those faces and those noises, and not many people walk by at 3 in the morning, but all the people who do walk by are just like, wow, that guy is really attractive because he makes faces like that. And so, what happens next? Oh, it eventually rolls around to be 4 in the morning. Whenever the guy is supposed to meet Todd there. And so he does. Well, no, he doesn't. Todd's waiting, and he's like, it's 4 in the morning, this guy's supposed to be coming soon. And he gets all excited. He's all antsy, and like 4:30 rolls around, and Todd's just like, he's just waiting. He's all excited. And eventually it's 5, and he's like, just wondering where the guy is. Like, he's not there yet. Todd's a little bit sad. He's like, this guy's not coming, is he? He doesn't even know what a purple milkshake is, does he? He's a lion. He is lying to me. And so, so Todd is like, okay. And, eventually it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and Todd just, like, gives up. And he walks across the street to his box and just sits there in his nice box house. And the guy shows up at the bench across the street. And Todd's like, ah! And the guy's like, hey, Todd, you want to know what it is? And Todd runs across the street and gets hit by a car. And the moral of the story is look both ways before you cross the street. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed my 15-minute story, because it was totally worth my time telling. And now you can listen to it over and over and over again on this lovely video, and it'll be super awesome. You'll like it. Well, I'm gonna reply to your text now, and I will see you sometime in the near future. Goodbye, sir.